Tuck the other way, the backhand to the slot, and they score! He does, and he finds Thompson, and he scores! Play have been shorthanded by Columbus. Thompson scores! Skinner to Thompson. 4 goals for Tage Thompson. Loads it up, scores! Number 5!
Tage Thompson just did something that only 4 NHL players have done within the last decade, which is score 5 goals in a single game. And he also happened to score 4 of them in the same period and scored all of them on a goalie, no empty netters. The 6'7" Buffalo Sabres center has been one of the hottest players in the world all year long, and his rise to stardom over the past year and a half has been nothing short of remarkable. Just a few seasons ago, Thompson was looking like a mediocre middle six forward at best, but after scoring 38 goals last season and currently on pace to crush that mark this year, already with 21 in 28 games, it looks like the Sabres might have a legitimate superstar in their lineup. People are starting to throw the term unicorn around when talking about Tage Thompson because of his unique combination of size, coupled with his elite hands and skills, a ridiculous shot, and the ability to play a physical game too. There are certainly no players in the NHL quite like him right now, and if he can stay hot, he could be a major problem for opposing teams for years to come. The 25-year-old American-born center is actually from Phoenix, Arizona. Thompson was drafted 26th overall in the same draft where another Arizona kid was taken number 1, Austin Matthews, who also happened to call Tage Thompson the most underrated player in the league before the season began. Thompson played with Matthews on the U.S. national team before playing college hockey, and with all the talent on the team that year was forced into playing lower in the lineup and kind of flying more under the radar. He would then commit to UConn, a school with a smaller and less successful program, because he wanted to help build up the program and also realized that that was the place he'd likely be given the biggest opportunity to succeed and grow his game. Tage would play 2 solid seasons with the Huskies, putting up close to a point per game both his first and second years. After deciding to go pro at just 19, it took him a few years to get adjusted to the speed of the game at the next level and to continue to develop. He was traded to Buffalo as part of the Ryan O'Reilly trade, and while at the time it looked like an absolute fleece job by St. Louis, and of course they would win the cup with O'Reilly, it's now looking like a much fairer trade, and depending on how good Tage Thompson can become, some might end up saying the Sabres won the trade. The 2020-21 season was really the first year Thompson would become a regular in the Sabres lineup, but at the time Buffalo still had Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart, and even Casey Middlestat was ahead of him in the lineup. Last year, however, with Eichel and Reinhart both gone, a 23-year-old Tage would realize his true potential and would finally get the chance to show the world what his game was all about. He would lead the team in goals and points and prove that he belongs as a number 1 center in the NHL. And of course, this year he is building even more off of last year's success. He's currently top 5 in the entire league in goals and points, and he also has 2 6-point games on the year. He's a huge part of a team that is very much now on the rise, and a team that has been one of the most exciting to watch in the league this season. When this guy has his confidence and swagger, he looks unstoppable at times, and some of the moves he makes, like when he uses his insane reach to toe drag around defenders so quickly from side to side, are nearly impossible to defend. He recently talked about how he's gained a lot of confidence from that 5-goal game, and the fact that he's shown himself that he can excel at such a high level and at that size, with all the tools he has, it's a scary thing for the rest of the league. Of his 21 goals this season, I'd say at least well over half of them have been highlight reel worthy. And even his teammates, like Rasmus Dahlin, have been reacting on the ice in real time to how sick some of his goals have been. Oh, and this guy also has a 100-mile-per-hour one-timer in his back pocket, which is another way he can score goals and generate offense. It is an exciting time to be a Buffalo Sabres fan, I will say, and the meteoric rise of Tage Thompson is a big reason why. I also want to hop on the Buffalo bandwagon before it gets too full because this team is just too much fun to watch and has so many electric young players not only on the roster, but also in the system ready to make an impact. Please let me know down in the comments what you think about Tage Thompson, whether or not you think he's a unicorn, and if you think he can keep building on what he's done so far this season.